So good morning all, and I'm sorry for keep you waiting here. So this is what we have achieved till now, and in previous session we have started converting our single page to multiple views, and we have also gone for Angular route. So we have implemented a routing module. We have used routing module of AngularJS, and then we have configured the route provider. And using that, we have the home page here, right? So now we do not have that table and the add new person detail form on this screen, but they have a separate views, and we will be loading those views separately based on the menu here, right? But everything still works. If we go for this one, let's say filtering or searching part, everything works properly, right? And if you want to have a look at the code, then this is what we have implemented. We have created number of views in the separate views folder, and when we go for the app.js file, this is where we have configured our ng route module with route provider, right? And we have implemented one thing at this place, route provider, and then when we say if root has been accessed, right, then you load the home HTML view. With that, we have the home controller. Now, if you are defining controller at this place, okay, then you need not to define your controller here inside the view. So you can omit this ng controller directive. So let me save this code. Okay, I have removed that ng controller directive from my view file, but still I do have that thing inside the app.js file where I do configure route provider, and still this will work, right? So when I go to root, I reload this page, still it is going to work here. Now let's go to index page, and this is where we have home. Now instead of this, let me call it contact list. Contact list. Okay. So now we have contact list here. Now if I click on this menu, what I want is I want to load the table view here instead of this card view. So for that one, what we need to do is we need to define the href for let's call it contact hyphen list, and let me save this one. So need to configure this this URL. Okay, we need to configure this URL in the app.js file at this place. So just like this one, we are going to make a chain. Okay, let's make a chain, and second route that we want to create here is this one. Okay, so now we have the second route configured. Now if I go for contact list here, then what we need to do is we need to have the contact list.html file. So contact hyphen list dot HTML file. That's what we require, and for that controller will be the home controller itself. So we do not have a separate controller for that, right? And from this view, let me remove that thing. So we have configured two routes in our app config, and we load a separate view when we go for this contact list. So let's take it out. On home, we have this card view, and on this one, we go for the contact list. Now here something happens, because if you look at this place, we have this thing, right? Now that's because, let's check it out. Let us have the proper root. Yeah, so let's have this as a base and try it out whether it works. or else we are going to have this much part in the link. Now this is because we haven't configured server-side URL rewriting. Okay, that's the reason. That's the problem actually. Yeah, still it does not work. Let me prepend this here also and see whether that works. Yeah, right. Because we haven't configured our server-side URL rewriting, we were having that problem. So at this place, we need to keep it. But when we deploy this entire website or entire application on the server, we can omit this much hash exclamation mark, and we can configure URL rewriting at server side. So now when I go for contact list, we have the table. And when I go for simple home page, okay, by clicking on logo, we have the card view. So we have configured that much part here. Both will work. Search by name, let's say Dory, still works. If I go for contact list, search by name and Dory, it still works, right? So that's what we have already done in the previous session, and just we have revised the ng route module and route configuration part, right? So as I said, we won't be covering new thing today because we don't have much time. What we'll do is now, if you do have any kind of queries or questions at your place, if you have faced any problem, let's solve it before moving to the new part. Because next thing that we want to cover is, if you look at this page, this result, two points is remaining. Next that we are going to cover is this detail part, where we require a parameter, and the edit part, and where we again require a parameter. So which person I want to have a detail, or which person I want to edit. So for that, we should have this ID as a parameter for that person, and for that view, next view that we will create, right? So we'll cover that in the next lecture. So I open this platform for everyone to for discussion, and any kind of query if you have. Let's go for it. Any kind of question, query, guys? Just let me have your attendance properly. Yep. And one more thing, let me stop this recording also, because we don't want to have unnecessary larger file. So I'm going to stop this recording, and we'll continue our discussion for rest of the time, and we'll complete our session.